Hello folks. We have taken 3 sessions of active and passive voice in which we did the basic conversion rules and the tense conversion rules from active to passive voice. Now we know what is the user of active voice and the passive voice. We also know that where we must use these. Please keep one thing in mind, that passive voice might seem fancy, but we must avoid using it unless you are using it where active voice should not be used. In this session, as I said, we will learn the conversion rules of different types of sentences. Let us begin today's session. We already know the conversion rules of assertive sentences from the past sessions. We will do interrogative and imperative sentences. There are 5 easy rules to convert interrogative sentences to their passive form. Rule 1. If any interrogative sentence starts from do, does, or did, then while preparing passive voice, the candidates should use is, are, was, were, will, shall, or would, according to the number, tense, and person of object. Have a look at the example below. Does he help you? Is in active form. In passive form it becomes, are you helped by him? Rule 2. When the interrogative sentence starts from is, are, was, and were, then we should use being after the subject and is, are, was, or were in starting of the sentences. For example, are you doing this work? Will be converted to passive voice like, is this work being done by you? Rule 4. When the interrogative sentence starts from shall, will, can, could, should, or would, then we should use be after the new subject and shall, will, can, could, should, would in starting of the sentences. For example, can he do this work? Will be converted to passive form like this, can this work be done by him? Rule 5. When the interrogative sentence starts from why, or when, and how, then we should use them in starting of the sentences and who should replace by whom. For example, who has done this work? Can be written in passive form as, by whom has this work been done? So, these were the simple rules that you must have noted down to convert the interrogative sentences from active voice to passive voice. Now, we shall move to the imperative sentences. Imperative sentence can be a request, advice, or an order. Let us go through the rules. To make passive voice from imperative active voice, the candidates should understand following 4 rules. Rule 1. Sometimes in active voice, we find the expression of order, request and advice. In this active voice, we should use in active voice, we find the expression of order, request and advice, we should use you are requested, you are ordered and you are advised while preparing passive voice. For example, please come here, it's a request, it is active voice. When we convert it to passive voice, it becomes, you are requested to come here. Same is with advice and order. Rule 2. Sometimes the imperative sentence starts from let. Such type of imperative sentence, we should use be after the new subject. For example, let me teach the students. The passive voice of the above sentence is, let the students be taught by me. Rule 3. Sometimes we find agents as one, someone, and nobody, police, judge and people. Then it is not necessary to mention them in the passive voice. For example, someone has beaten me. Now we will do its passive voice, which will be, I have been beaten. Rule 4. Sometimes in the passive voice, we would have to use at, with, to, or in instead of, by, according to the expression of the active sentence. We should use at when there are expressions of surprising, astonishing, shocking, alarming, disappointment. For example, his condition alarmed me. Its passive voice is I was alarmed at his condition. We should use to after known and obliged while preparing passive voice from active voice. For example, I know him is in active voice, while he is known to me is its passive voice. We should use with after pleased, satisfied, disgusted, impressed, annoyed. For example, your honesty has pleased me. Its passive is I have been pleased with your honesty. We should use in after interested, consisted and contained. For example, this job interests me. The sentence will be converted to passive like, I am interested in this job. So friends, we learned how to convert the interrogative and imperative sentences to their passive form. We have already done the assertive sentences. Exclamatory sentences change to passive voice like we change the assertive sentences, only the exclamation mark is used. So need not worry about these. We are now done with the active and passive voice conversions. It is an integral part of grammar basics, and essential to learn English. Along with it, it is also a part of competitive examinations. So we must learn and practice these by heart. Do not forget the keyword, practice. Even a feeble rope leaves its mark on the stone, when rubbed again and again on it. A water stream cuts down a rock, takes its parts away with it. Anything might seem too difficult when we begin, but when you have started, do not stop, you will reach the goal. With these words, I rest today's session. Thanks.